And of course, we have, well, I believe we're about to get started, but we also have Hong Kong to talk about. Now, we weren't
Yeah, we
certain what their
can.
lineup was going to be initially. Curiosity,
Yeah,
I think, one of the players that absolutely dominated, who's going to be coming in for Jason last minute, if I remember correctly. So,
yeah,
again, it was looking like both teams were potentially missing out on some of their top players on the roster. But now Hong Kong is getting one of their big players back, and with a 2-0 start, we're expecting them to pretty much clinch the next stage of the tournament with a win today.
yeah. They're so far 2-0 right now. And also we're getting into the match. We're getting into RMX Rainbow Road one. But yeah, they came into the group 2-0 and pretty much locking in that they're gonna make it past this group.
So, helpful thing to know for us: both non-shy guy characters coming in on the side of, I believe, Ecuador. So,
Yep.
all right, here we go. Early top two comes out, or top three for Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And when thinking about this version of Rainbow Road, w- what comes to mind?
So you can
Bagging
see
strats, etc.
yeah, so you see Che Wong who just got redded out took a very interesting respawn strat. Basically you can dip down on like the second glider of this track, and if you dip down in the later half of it, you can actually do a respawn kind of a respawn strat there. We see here,
Imagine the Shroom helps also. Anyway, Kleber up here with a teammate
yeah.
assisted, backing the bomb, hopefully trying to land a hit on the opponent. But
So if you look at Harrier right now, he's probably going to do the strat right now.
try to take
Uh, oh,
first
he
place.
doesn't.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Opt not
Ooh,
to, but
there's
we got
a
to fight for first right now. And looked for a second that Harrier was going to win, but right now Ecuador holding down the 134. Can it last? We'll have to
oh, he
see.
banana.
And there we go. Harriet taking over the lead, but a red going for him that I don't think is going to land and going to clinch that first place.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate banana snipe on from Kleber on his teammate right there. Luckily 236 is an okay losing race. I think it's losing by one, or 2368 it should be losing by
I think it's
I
probably
believe
three with the
3.
seven.
Yeah.
But regardless, maybe a little bit of a missed opportunity up there. The 2-on-1 not going the way that they were hoping. And this is what Harriet does. Gets the dubs.
Uh yeah. Pretty much just the misplay there. Harry doing a really good job though of maintaining that first place when fighting against two Ecuador players. We're going now to Calamari Desert 2. Oh, okay. Calamari Desert 2 is one of the more it's kind of a weird track in the sense that there's a lot it gets a little bit claustrophobic, especially at that tunnel section. There's
Yeah,
also a
absolutely.
train that like kind of so like you can actually expect maybe a few players back spamming there
Yeah,
in
it's
that tunnel
amazing to
section.
think, really. The original Calamari Desert, historically known for tons of off-road cuts. This version, you're on the train tracks in the tunnel. Not much for that until not much room for that until nearly the very end.
Yeah.
So, a lot of
We
players
so
opting to go off-road early or
yeah,
to
so
try to get the glider path.
yeah, the glider path is if you take that using a Nisk, it's a little bit faster. Ooh, nice snipe coming
Oh,
out from Kleber onto Haria
now
right there.
did he hit
Nice red
both?
too. Yeah,
The
he got
banana
them
and the
both.
red
Oh,
barely avoids the bomb. So good stop or good start out from Kleber. He's gonna have to watch out because he's surrounded still by the enemy team.
ooh, he threw away
Wong
the
pulling
red.
into first. Still
I
have
don't like
defense
the
out.
yeah, I don't like the play of throwing the red, but his teammates behind him, so he should be fine.
Yeah, bananas coming out. The heart is going to be very annoying to deal with up here. Again, not
I
getting a ton to work with.
Kleber's snipes have been or item play has been really good. He's getting a lot of the Hong Kong members out, or at least very close to doing it.
Went up
This
on the
ending
finish. We have a
section,
bomb attempt, but that's going way off road. Another Hong Kong member pulling up at the end, but I think they'll at least be able to pull a 3-4 on the side of Ecuador. maybe salvage a little bit, but that's a little bit of an even better race than the first one for Hong
Yeah.
Kong.
I mean, good job on Hong Kong, like maintaining the first place. Uh, what I noticed from like a lot of the not only just Ecuador, but a lot of the Latin teams, they're very aggressive with their items, and they will like try to throw them up and try to um, try to like hit people out, even if they're like next to like teammates or stuff like that. But
Yeah,
they're
the
very
thing that
aggressive.
the thing that I found interesting that last race is Hong Kong finding multiple ways to get it done. Obviously, you kind of have a very strong runner, presumably, up there early that gets taken out. Banana or Red got two of them out, but they still found a way to manage to sneak in and take the top two, right past Kleber's eyes.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, I mean, you have Harriet probably going to be like the main runner because I know he does a decent amount of time trials and he's normally like a top 10 player in time trials. So you'll probably see him run, but the other players are like Trash, Yoshi, and or DKR are very good at catching up as well.
Yep.
Oh, this is the new track, Paris RT.
Is it RT?
Or sorry, Paris T. My bad. I misspoke. But yeah, split
I was
path.
confused by the X. I'm not used to seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Split path
path
kind of gives people a little bit of decision making. Definitely, maybe potentially more of a factor on lap 2 because nobody really has items yet at the very beginning. Regardless, the start looks a little bit more promising for Ecuador right now.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 right now going for them. I would like them to start backing a little bit as well.
That star is going to be
fourth,
big.
oh my
That star is
God.
going to be big.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good pull right there. It looks like
Man, he has an
also
opportunity to take out third. I don't think the star connects. Really, if there's any dodges or any shocks in play, could potentially see it as soon as in the next few seconds. We'll have to see. Kleber's set up very well right now, and his team is holding down top 3, and this is exactly what they would need to get back in. So Heart Plus is activated with a top 3. A little bit of a fight going on here, but it's like he's streaming up to try to deal with the red. But now we see a 2-3 coming out for Hong Kong. Regardless, it looks like the first place position is looking kind of secure right now, but they're going to have to watch out. There's a Mega in fourth that comes into play now. Another player on Ecuador going down. So I believe... Oh no! They got first out at the very end. So again, a race that was looking pretty promising is simply just another top 2 for the Hong Kong side.
I mean, I mentioned Ecuador's good play. Hong Kong also very good at taking out the top spots right there of Ecuador. Yeah, very, very solid coming out from Hong Kong. I think that should put that lead around 7 minutes as you see.
Yeah, I think that's unfortunately going to go down as a big missed opportunity up front for the Ecuador team. Because it's not just that they had first at the end and lost it, it's that they had top 3 for a decent amount of time in that race, with Kleber holding 2 dodge items, quite frankly, like at the same time, something that's a rarity in the top spots, let alone the star that's not always super available. But again, no shot coming through, but Hong Kong finds a way to sneak through, and when you get 2-3, first place is truly never safe.
Yeah, and we see we're going back to Paris right now, going backwards this time. So this track is a little bit, I think this one's a little, I think probably has a glider at the end, I believe. And you can go over that like middle section where, where it is, where you normally cut. But yeah, this is normally like a very big, it's kind of a decent running track right here. So we'll see who has top spots right now.
So what truly makes it different from the trick variant, in your opinion, besides directions and stuff?
Well, I think this one's a lot less chaotic. You can see like normally these tracks are very I would say vanilla in terms of like obstacles. You just mainly have the plant, but that's pretty easy to avoid. So there's a lot more room for like running, but also a lot more room for a lot of snipes. There's this huge fountain section right here as well. There's only kind of like a little bit of obstacles. There's also that Goomba right there, but it's very vanilla compared to the thing as we see top 3 right now from
Yeah,
Hong
and I'm
Kong.
starting to get a little bit concerned because this could be getting out of hand sooner rather than later if they can't land any hits. I think at this point you're gonna have to hope that you're gonna be able to pull a shock right here. Got the heart, so there is that. The
He's
question
holding
is,
it.
yeah, he is holding it. So don't want to play too risky now, but the question is Hong Kong going to be able to pull hearts on their own? Heart comes out, but can he do anything about the heart in front of him? And is
Yeah, that's
shock even
double
in play to
reds.
begin with?
So, oh, dude, he gets more hearts. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so, okay, dodging almost last frame. I'm not sure if it's going to be
3-4
enough to catch
dodged.
up. His teammate's going to be in front. Bomb on the ground, watch out. I think that's a
Ooh.
1-3-4 still for Hong Kong. So, dodge coming in late, but not having too much of an impact, kind of landing before the glider ramp. So, you know, people are going to be going at a faster speed more quickly as a result. And the heart essentially not doing a ton other than,
Yeah.
you know, there may have been the opportunity for Ecuador to pull into second there, but outside of that, they've got to find a way to stop Haria.
I think in the bagging battle, like Ecuador's winning the bagging battle, but unfortunately not putting the shocks. You do see the I think if you look at the scores, you do see that I think Trash was on 7, so he is bagging for Hong Kong, and I believe Triche is bagging for Ecuador. So Triche is actually like staying in 8th for the most part, but unfortunately not getting the shocks here. And we go to Bowser Castle 1R. This one is notorious, I think, for not being very common with shocks. So
May
Ecuador needs
see,
to like
may see
catch
4
up.
going as fast as possible then.
Yeah, we'll see probably not that many baggers on this track. Sometimes you also want to have baggers to like just prevent shock from happening, because shock can change the rates insanely for
Sure.
each team.
Is that
but you
Harry
see
on
Kleber-
Toad now? For yeah, the switch indicating that maybe Hong Kong is not super focused on going for dodges, but maybe instead hoping to pull shrooms or triple shrooms of some kind,
Yeah.
be able to stay up front.
Yeah, we see again. Shrooms very common at the beginning of this track. Actually,
Never mind, my bad. I got pranked for a second. Harry is still
No
very
worries.
much shy guy. I'm used to
Yeah,
the first place being maintained throughout the races here.
right. Yeah,
This
this
is
track
effectively random from what I
yeah.
could remember.
Yep, random. This
Now
track's
Kleber's
huge
been
for like.
up here the whole time, it feels like, but it feels like he does not have a ton of backing the most of the time. There is an opportunity here to potentially double red Haria, but again,
Ooh,
what can you do when 3-4 is just on lockdown by the guy that you're trying to red out? Makes it that much more difficult.
the heart.
Getting the heart. I don't know if he can catch up here.
Oh no,
Looking like
Hong
it's
Kong's
not
in
going to
8th.
happen.
Yeah, Hong Kong being in 8th actually helped them out a lot, because shocks are a lot more rare in 7th place compared to 8th. So good on Trash to stay back there and prevent them. And 1-3-4, another solid race. So like Ecuador's like
Trash doing what he has to do right there. You don't
Yeah.
want to allow really anything to happen if you're just going to have 3 people in the top 4 every race. It's an easy decision, I would say.
Yeah. Harry
And-
again, like super clutch. I mean, he's on 48 right now.
Yeah,
which is-
nearly a perfect war, and if he hadn't got sniped out early on Calamari Desert, we may be flirting with perfection. Now,
Exactly.
the thing to worry about if you're Ecuador right now is we're 5 races in, and I'm not sure if we've proven the ability to outrun them, for lack of better terms. And at some point, the 5, 6, and 7s with no shock as a result, it's not going to do anything at this point. And with the lead just growing every single race, we're going to need to see a turnaround sooner than later. So hopefully for their sake, they can start using more effective shocks. But I think at this point, like, you just got to be able to control the front better, because every time they're up there, it seems there's two others from Hong Kong up there to throw a wrench in all their plans.
Yeah, we see them actually opting to all run here, which some teams do that if they feel like the backing isn't working out, but we see Trash Yoshi back there as well. This is
And regardless,
insane.
they're not in a great position, because top 3 still for Hong Kong, and now Shock is really not on the table. But never mind that, because we're taking over first place of the cut, and we have a little bit of a bomb to potentially do more damage.
So yeah, this track is pretty notorious for
This bomb could be great if he could back it at the appropriate time. And he's going to go for it. I'm not sure if he's going to land any hits. It looks like it goes past everybody and hits Trash in the back. But regardless, we got a top 2, and that's something that has not been happening too much for Ecuador up to this point.
Yeah. They have to be careful, though. The ending is pretty notorious for having a lot of comebacks, because there is a respawn.
We see a star already.
There.
But okay, there's a little bit of lag. Can we red him out of the star, or he can just go down anyway, maybe? Okay, there's the red.
Yeah. If he gets the screen off, he'd be... Oh, no, he has a heart.
Yeah, the heart is going to throw a wrench in that, but maybe we can go for a chain. I think it's only one heart left. You never know.
Oh, that's
the heart gone. Oh, no, the shot comes in at the very last second, and Trash is taking first. And
oh my
happened
God.
also, and we are now in an even worse situation than before. Notorious for comebacks, you say?
Yeah, I mean, you see the problem with all run right there. Like, you get more front presence, but shock changes a lot. You see Trash Yoshi literally getting shock in a star and just getting
not even having somebody back really to combat it. In a sense, I think that's going to improve the opponent's likelihood of pulling it dramatically, because you can't even do the game of chicken where you slow down because you want to stay in 8th. They kind of just have free reign to do whatever they want in the back. And
exactly,
again, I got excited for a second because it looked like the heart ran out and he saw the red, and I think there was a horn. I'm not entirely certain, but horns can be sometimes difficult to time in this game. The look back camera can be tough to navigate at times. I think that they tried to fix it in a patch recently and make the timing more consistent, but
the most recent
still
patch
not free.
The most recent patch actually it gives you like a second to like react. That's what they said in the patch notes. Still doesn't feel like it, but
I certainly have not noticed, but I'm also not the caliber of these players, so
yeah. So interesting to note about this track is the beginning actually has a really cool NISC. You can actually, if you hold your mini, let's see if Kleber does it. If you hold your mini turbo and then release it at the gap right here, you can take that ramp.
Well, I guess that's the shroom regardless, so
yeah,
maybe not as necessary.
We do see the top 2 actually taking it from Hong Kong.
Yeah. So, and at some point, like, it looks bad from Ecuador's end right now, but it should be stated Hong Kong is actually just killing it up front right now.
Yeah,
maybe difficult for any team to break into this.
I think, like, I mean, as I mentioned, Harry is one of the best. Yeah, I think he used to be number 1 in Lounge.
And unfortunately, a little bit of a TK also.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, so he's good. This shrimp actually could be good though for
I would be opting to hold this, try to take the cut again, but again he's gonna have to worry about these trails and potential reds. We'll have to see what he gets here. It's gonna be important.
He can pass and get
maybe that's a really good pull, possible pull.
Oh, but Harriet gets a shrimp too.
Yeah, so Heart Plus is in play. They are 2-3 right now. So if he gets reds at this set, or he can just dodge. And he has double reds in first now.
Really good dodge. Wow.
At this point in the war with Hong Kong in 2 through 4, I think he's gonna have to take some shots, right?
Yeah, he has to start backing these. He has to be very, very smart about his backspins as well.
He's opting to play safe right now. Maybe rewards him a little bit in that regard, but we're gonna have to hope for a sec that he can hold on, maybe land a hit back here, but in that I think he does. Maybe his teammate pulls into 4th. Or set. Okay, I'm starting to get confused by the end of these races.
Yeah,
we'll take the 3rd also. Finally, we're kind of on the board of a solid one for Ecuador, though.
Yeah, trails are kind of weird in this game. It's like super hard to do trail or to trail someone in this game, because what people normally do is there's like a little like to call it the bubble. There's like a little bubble that people have, and what you can do is you can just like go like pass them in their bubble, and their backstam just breaks immediately. It's like the opposite in MKT, where like you have the bubble where it's like if you're in the bubble you'll get hit. In this game, instead of getting a bubble where you get hit, you actually take out the trail instead. So trails are a little bit hard, but good job on Kleber to get that trail off. Oh, I love this track. Donut
And
plays
yeah,
too.
that definitely helped a little bit because teammates were able to come fill in the void the second that the second place player was hit. I'm not certain which Hong Kong player it was, but we know that they did have a little bit of pressure from behind. So
Yeah, I think it was Trash Yoshi who got hit out there because I think he was a Pauline.
okay, you like to see the winning race coming out from Ecuador. 40-point gap is now simply a 35-point gap, though, and that's still the concern. If you're thinking about winning still, it's a little bit of an uphill climb here, and the pace is going to have to improve. And at some point, you may have to even consider, like, do you need 4 people scoring? But, again, we saw how that worked out on Royal Raceway.
This could be a track. Yeah, this could be also a track where it could work out, honestly.
Yeah, the SNES track
there is 3
notoriously
sets.
short.
Yeah, but it is really short. We do see. I think he's
not. Yeah, I'm
Ooh,
not certain what's going on with Club.
I think they're dropping because this is a really big comeback track. So
maybe
that's why people
won
might
first.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's a good sign for Ecuador. Maybe they have shock or something.
Well, they have a star right now, so I really doubt it. I imagine it would have come out. And they're in Heart Plus and 5th as well. All right. So top two for them right now. They have to deal with the Heart. Maybe just going to opt to break it. Gonna have to watch out. The bomb's coming in, and I think he hits his own banana. Still, he has a Heart, but you have to watch out with the bomb also. I imagine he's going to be taking.
Yeah, take the
small cut here.
Hopefully for
they're gonna have to try to get something to happen in first if they still want to win this game. I don't know if they're going to be able to land anything though. Never mind. Again, at the very end, pulling into first, 135. Gotta really gotta really dig the characters coming out from the Ecuador side right now, trying to make it convenient for us to learn who everybody is. So I'll try to keep that in mind for the next race.
Shrooms are it's mainly because shrooms are kind of like the sometimes people go shrooms here because of the ending. You can see that like I think the top 2 for Ecuador just pulled shrooms.
Yeah, I mean big off-road cut.
Yeah,
take advantage of it every day of the week. So again, another positive race certainly, but +3 or 4 left. You're gonna have to do better at some point in the last GP to get this win.
Yeah, these are like not good enough races for them for sure.
I mean, they're not sinking them at this point like Royal Raceway, but you're gonna need one of those on your own end. Now, it's interesting to think, had Royal Raceway not ended the way it did, this may have been relatively close because that was a gigantic setback. Maybe the biggest point swing so far.
Yeah, we're going to, I think, RX right now. I would mention.
I'm going to ask the question for you, the more seasoned MKT player than me. Toad can pull triple shrooms, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a very intentional choice here, and opting to not really run anymore? Try to. Okay, I like the fall, like the little bit of respawn
that's a strat right there.
Yeah, get ahead.
Yeah, some people triple shrooms rather than heart. In Clan Wars, I think it's not the best play because you can easily dodge and like just don't get hit in general with hearts. But some people would like to run and like try to get triple shrooms. Maybe it's not working. Like maybe he's like, okay, I need to probably get up there as soon as possible, so I'm gonna go heart right now.
Yeah, and
it's not working out
right now. This could potentially be the dagger if they're not able to do anything with the top 3. Star is going to be very.
There's a respawn strat right here. He'll take.
Yeah. Especially with the shroom
could be good,
boost
actually.
Also. I think they need a shock here, or else this is probably curtains. Could maybe pull. Well, he's in second, but
That's not good
really the
enough.
only one up here, and again, it's just a setback.
Yeah.
So
I think Kleber's doing a good job staying up there. It's just that he's not getting the score that he needs.
Yeah, you know, MK, a lot of times the game very much dependent on who's around you, what items you have, but you know, you're only as powerful as your reds are only as powerful as the support you have behind you, because nothing's stopping third place from pulling reds and going after you. So offense versus defense is always a little bit of a risk.
Also, I want to mention that Harry is on 71. That's ridiculous.
Oh, I saw 74.
74,
So
and I think we're getting a little bit of a fuzzy POV. Oh no, we're back. We're back. It's good.
the interesting thing about the hearts in MKT, they're truly a dodge item like no other, because I would say they last you can confirm or you can confirm this or confirm that I'm incorrect, but they last a relatively long time in comparison to many other dodge items.
They last 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah, and rather than so in a sense, you kind of don't think of them as like a time dodge, but instead a hit dodge. You get 2 shielded hits. So what this means is, when you're surrounded by teammates to shield you from that, it's easier to take out the heart, or it's harder to take out the heart by the opponents. And additionally, because these things can linger so long in a game that only has 2-lap races, a lot of times using your heart, it's going to be kind of like a declaration that you're unhittable for a decent amount of time, making a lot of these late race shocks not as powerful, because there's the counterplay option for all these heart characters. So again, I'm not certain how powerful it's going to be to have this, or again, we have another heart, but like I mentioned, Hong Kong's been able to really just take advantage of the front right now. And again, if you're sitting at 34 and you're able to pull hearts up there, these comebacks are going to be very difficult to make, especially if you're not even in 8th place, which we haven't seen a whole lot. It seems like Hong Kong's just controlling every facet of this match.
Yeah, early on we saw actually Ecuador getting in 8th place, but couldn't pull the shocks. But right now it's kind of the opposite story right here. But
yeah, and we've raved about Kleber's ability to provide that frontal presence, but in this race where he's in the back, one of his teammates is doing the same thing, and it's just the same result. And there's a back from the teammate, not really going to change anything at this point. But Hong Kong just has all the spots that they won every single race.
Yeah.
So difficult to do anything about it. That may be yet another win for Harrier. We'll see. Shock comes in obscenely late, not going to do anything
That's
whatsoever.
Probably a Hong Kong shock then.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Harrier. Jesus Christ.
84 after 9?
Yeah.
So it's not even that he's dropped, like the races that he's dropped, like he's still getting like second.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, yeah, as I mentioned, Harry is one of the best players. Like, we were worried that we were like saying that, oh, this will be a close match without Harry, and then Harry pops in, be like, yo, what's up? I'm here. Let's get this 3-0 real quick.
It is really funny to think, like we have dedicated baggers on a lot of these tracks, especially the longer ones, but at the same time, it's not had much of an effect on Harry's ability to just control the front every single race and win that way. Because it was 84 after 10, so maybe we were a little bit still very, very insane.
I mean, 100 is super rare. I mean, you played MK7, you know how rare.
Oh, absolutely.
MK7.
100s don't happen. They don't happen. In World Cup group stages, you may see a little bit of a higher rate of 100s because the teams that are, I guess, wider in skill level than your typical divisions from CWL format. But again, we talk about the shock so much, and my point is, it's like, what can you do to get rid of them if you're not pulling them and the other team is top 3? Like,
so,
they're just occupying positions that you simply don't really want for long stretches of these races.
There's okay, that's not even. There's a little bit of a respawn strat there, but it's kind of niche. It's a lot harder than it used to be. But yeah, yeah, Kleber's just sitting there in 7th.
And
But
it's funny because he's had these
235.
dodge, like we've had these dodge items like the entire time also,
Yeah.
but there's, I think we only saw one dodge and it wasn't even super impactful as he rolls another heart. So
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, think this one's gonna go bad, but we've seen a lot of change at the very end of these courses, so we'll have to see.
We'll see if what 5 pulls 5, or what if Harriet backs on the line, because that section is super deadly, as you see.
Well, okay, there is a
one of
decent
them
amount of change, but 2-3
yeah.
should be still being held on to for
3-5. 2-3-5-8 is losing by
neutral.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, losing by 1, unfortunately, to Ecuador.
And I think at this point, we already know the result. I think we knew
Harriet
before this
94.
race, actually. So
Yeah.
at this point, just playing for pride, some individual scores, maybe we see the rare 100, but
If Harriet chucks this
Hong Kong's
100, I'm
looking
gonna...
good.
It's gonna be really funny to watch.
Yeah.
I don't see him losing it, but you never know.
Oh, we're ending on Calamari 2R. Interesting. Very, very huge. I think there's a very, very like huge comeback track at the end, because there's a lot of off-road at the end, and
Yeah.
bills are actually very. Some people like they would just hold their bills to the finish line as well.
It really is truly funny how simply going in reverse can change everything about a track.
Yeah, because Calamari 2 is like, it's kind of front run heavy for the most part until the like there's a little mini cut at the end, and there's like huge cut at the beginning, but like people usually take the misc there. We do see a very good top 2, but things can change easily at the beginning.
Again, Hong Kong's been controlling every facet of this match, really. I'm not even certain that they're really worried about spots early on 2R.
Yeah,
obviously,
we do
talk about the comeback potential. They got back up there already. One of them's in a star, so maybe not as concerned as we thought.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a good Shroom idea, but maybe his teammate doesn't have defense and he has the Shroom. But there is at least I thought there was a red. Maybe it's gone now.
I don't like this blooper.
That's going to interfere with the heart, is it not? Yep.
Right. Yeah, I would have. I mean, I guess like I would just hold it a little bit, I guess, before the next set or something.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, we see 2-3 right now.
Yeah, 4 or 5 may have potential.
4 or 5 will probably get
cutting
shrooms.
some road off, but
Yeah.
we'll see. There's a
See
star
the
back
star
there.
behind it.
There's,
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
There's the bill. There's the star.
Boom, that's a bottom 3.
Yeah.
Never mind. Toad got hit somehow.
But
we'll
still
take a
1,
bottom
3,
3.
4. I mean, I mentioned that like one person runs, and then kind of like a Harriet 104.
Yep. What else?
The craziest part is this is in his first 100 of the tournament.
So, do we expect to see Carlos in the next match?
I don't think we will, unfortunately.
Don't think we will.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, 0-1 start for Ecuador. That's the bad news. The good news
The good
is that was potentially the best team in the group.
Yeah.
Probably the best team in the group, using a very strong lineup.
I mean, is the best team in the group. They are 3-0 right now.
Yes. So it's almost a foregone conclusion that Hong Kong's going to be progressing to the later stages of the tournament. Now, if you're Ecuador, we believe that this is a team that has the ability to still make it out, but it's time to execute in a sense, a throwaway match where you just try to make it work against a really good team, see how it goes. That's exhausted now, so it's time to get down to business. It's time to figure out how to brush it off, come back and beat Italy in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Carlos not being there is a huge like it hurts, because Carlos is like one of the Carlos has a lot of like experience. I know. I think he's like platinum level player. Has a lot of high division experience. Very, very good player. And missing him kind of like it just lessens the manpower of the team entirely.
So for me, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they rebound with a similar team. But again, the question is, are they going to be able to stop the top runner, on Italy, who has also been scoring massive amounts of points in from what I can tell, the matches they played. That would be Liu Azu, I think.
Yeah, Leo
Who-
Azu scored an insane 98, I believe, in
Yeah.
their match versus
So-
Australia.
Again, not the best feeling if you let somebody drop a 100 on you the match before, if another player who's certainly capable of it is coming to play you next. But we'll have to see if Italy's support players for him are going to be able
Yeah.
to make it a repeat of the last match, or if that will be the difference. Because from what we can tell, I think that Hong Kong supporting cast may have actually been the difference in that match, because they were always 3-4. They had hearts almost.
Yeah, they were always
whenever-
supporting Carrier.
And it's not like they even needed the hearts to begin with, because it seemed that Trash Yoshi was almost always preventing the shock from happening. Because, again, when shock is so much more common in 8th, and your guys are running, this is something that goes back to the MK7 days. Like, you don't really have to drive if you guys have the frontal advantage. You can stop in 8th, be like, we're not letting you pull this unless you want to roll for lower odds. And that was a gamble that ended up being taken by Ecuador a lot, and it yielded, I think, 1 dodge on one of the Paris 3R courses that I don't think even got Harrier out first. So again, how are the shocks going to differ in the next match? Will Italy have the frontal presence that, I guess, hindered Ecuador from really doing a ton in a lot of these races? We'll have to see, but certainly I think it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the next match. I think we will be going to a little short break right now.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll be back at the hour, correct?
Yep. Yes, at the hour. Ecuador again. We'll see their run back attempt against another team. Roughly 15 minutes. We'll see you all then, and thanks for tuning in.